craziest ways WWE wrestlers won matches.
These are the craziest ways WWE wrestlers have won and lost matches. Some are awesome, and some are...
It's really loud. I'm gonna just
kind of dumb. Like how Roman Reigns won this match. During Roman's 3.5-year-long Universal Championship reign, he had to defend the title against Finn Balor in an Extreme Rules match. Even with help from the Usos, Balor managed to overcome it all thanks to his Demon King powers. However, before he could deliver the final blow, this happened.
Final blow. Shouldn't that be like
Balor ended up losing the match because the top rope happened to break. Hundreds of wrestlers have used the top rope for decades with no issues, but it just happened to snap right before Finn Balor was supposed to win the match.
Come
this
on.
sounds like a storyline, like someone was trying to screw Finn
Like,
out.
this is definitely a storyline, but also I would say you have to remake the match because of this, because it's not his fault.
Of the title. Well, the only
Not
thing
fair.
that got screwed was the fans' intelligence. WWE literally said the top rope breaking was an act of God. Come on, don't drink.
Oh, sure, bro. Blaming it on God.
How the hell does that happen?
If that's an act of God, it's truly a miracle that fans didn't stop watching WWE altogether after seeing this. Now,
True.
that's a crazy way of retaining a championship. Here's an even more insane way someone won
Oh,
a
I remember
championship.
that one
In
with John
2004,
Cena.
Chavo
Oh,
Guerrero
okay,
was the
no.
Cruiserweight champion and worked alongside his father, Chavo Classic. On SmackDown, Chavo defended his title in a triple threat match involving himself, his dad, and Spike Dudley. While it was technically every man for himself, both Chavos worked together to take down Spike so the champ could retain his title. In the chaos, though, Chavo Classic got shoved by Spike Dudley,
Oh, no.
causing him to land on top of Chavo Guerrero. This technically was a cover, so the referee counted, and the champion did not kick out. Therefore, Chavo
He did
Guerrero
kick
lost
out
the
of
match
it,
and
though.
the belt to his father. What makes this
But
even
he can give it
crazier
to his
is that the
father.
Guerreros actually have a history of unintentionally winning WWE championships.
Ah,
On
okay.
Raw in
It runs in the
2000,
family.
Chyna was defending her Intercontinental Championship against Kurt Angle, as well as Eddie Guerrero. Chyna was Eddie's mamacita, so the match was really a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Mamacita
However,
señorita.
Latino Heat's help would actually backfire. While the referee wasn't looking, Angle hit Chyna with the title belt. Eddie took care of Angle, then went to check on Chyna. Eddie Guerrero gave his mamacita a hug, which technically was a cover, so the referee counted the pin and awarded Guerrero
shit.
the Intercontinental Championship. Yep, one of the most prestigious titles in WWE history
Oopsie.
was won with a hug. Now, both of those victories were a bit silly, but this one was friggin' awesome. In 2002, William Regal found himself in a match with The Big Show. Of course, since Regal was going up against a giant, he was gonna need to get creative if he wanted to win. Regal decided to use Old Reliable, aka his signature brass knuckles.
brass
But William Regal
knuckles.
successfully
Logan
hit his
Paul now
target. The
does that
plan
too.
backfired when the unconscious giant fell on top of him, allowing Big Show to get the pinfall and victory. I think this is the only
Wait, but
time a
he's
wrestler's won a
literally-
match while being KO'd. In 1998, Stone Cold Steve Austin was feuding with Vince and Shane McMahon. The rivalry saw Stone Cold become the CEO of WWE after Linda McMahon stepped down and named the Rattlesnake her successor. This ultimately led to a 2-on-1 handicap ladder match. Stone Cold fought both Vince and Shane with a briefcase hanging above the ring. Whoever grabbed it first would get 100% control of WWE. The McMahons did have their moments during the match, but Steve Austin dominated 90% of the contest.
Nice.
After he had his fun, Austin went for the briefcase, only for it to magically get raised out of his
Oh,
reach.
come
Stone
on.
Cold was never able to grab the briefcase, and the McMahons won the match. The dumb part about this
That
is
is
it was
so
never explained
unfair.
who or what raised the briefcase, much less why
Never
someone did it.
explained?
Maybe it was an act of God. Ooh. Now this is a pretty big brain move.
That is
On a June
mean.
2022 episode of SmackDown, the Usos were defending the Tag Team Championship against Matt Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura. The King of Strong Style and the original Bro were tough opponents, but luckily, Jimmy and Jay had an honorary Us on their side. As the match was coming to an end, this happened.
Riddle, though, quick as the cat meets him up top.
Uh-oh.
Nope, it wasn't the Tribal Chief coming to the rescue, or an act of God, it was Sami Zayn. A shot from WWE's control room revealed that Sami Zayn played Roman's music to
played the
distract Matt
wrong
Riddle. This allowed the
music.
Usos to make a quick tag and win the match.
Oh,
well played, Sammy. Now, this next match
Sammy,
involves
you
R-Truth, so
naughty
you know it's gonna be
one.
awesome. In early 2024, The Miz and
Awesome.
R-Truth reunited and brought back their tag team, The Awesome Truth. The group had
They're
never
still
won the
in
tag team
it now.
championship, but they had an opportunity to. On the March 18th,
They did
2024 episode
now.
of Raw, The Miz and R-Truth were given a qualifying match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match at WrestleMania 40. Unfortunately, their opponents were Indus Sheer. However, a bit of dumb luck would be just what Awesome Truth needed. After going at it, Miz and Truth managed to hit Veer with a double team skull-crushing finale. However, Sangha then got involved, but during the chaos, Sangha elbowed Truth in the face, causing him to fall backward and unintentionally pin Veer to win the match. Usually, a wrestler uses their finishing move on their opponent. However, in this next match, a wrestler used their finishing move move on themselves. At the 1988
Oh no, how
WWE
can you do
pay-per-view,
that?
Mankind challenged the Intercontinental Champion, Ken Shamrock. Mankind, or McFoley, was a glutton for punishment, so everyone knew he would give it his all, but I don't think anyone expected this. Eventually, Ken Shamrock locked in his signature ankle lock. Mankind scratched and clawed to get out, but couldn't escape. Finally, Mankind decided to apply his submission finisher to himself, the Mandible Claw. Mrs. Foley's baby boy then made himself pass out, and Shamrock was awarded the victory. I'm pretty sure this is the only time in WWE history that a wrestler has won a match by his opponent making himself submit. When wrestlers say they'll do anything to win, I don't think this is what they mean. In 2018, Strowman was feuding with Kevin Owens. The rivalry was actually a lot of fun, and one of their encounters saw them face off in a steel cage match. KO actually came into the cage with a pretty smart plan. About halfway into the fight, Owens pulled out a pair of handcuffs and locked Braun Strowman to the ring rope.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, Kevin Owens forgot that Strowman was a monster, and Braun snapped the handcuffs off.
Oh
The two
my
men
god!
then found themselves
You
on
just
top
did
of the
that!
steel cage. All Strowman had to do was throw Kevin Owens down into the ring, and victory would be easy peasy. Instead, he did this.
Don't do it!
He threw him out! On
Okay,
the table!
that was awesome. But since Kevin Owens touched the ground
my
first, that meant he won the match. God made Braun Strowman strong, but forgot to give him brain. Triple threat matches are pretty tough to win, since as soon as you knock down one opponent, the other one breaks up the pin. However, Shawn Michaels thought of a clever way around this. In 1987, HBK
When he
was
said he
a three-man
forgot
match
to give
with
him
Psycho
brain.
Sid and Bret Hart. Bret locked Sid in the sharpshooter, and that's when Shawn Michaels made his move.
Oh.
That was pretty smooth, but this is even better. The main event of Raw in 2005 saw a massive 8-man tag team match. Shawn Michaels, along with Matt Hardy, John Cena, and Big Show, faced off against Edge, Kurt Angle, Chris Masters, and Snitsky. The match was chaotic, with bodies flying across the ring. Finally, though, Team HBK decided to put an end to it once and for all. Big Show chokeslammed Edge and then was joined by John Cena, Matt Hardy, and Michaels on top. The 4-man pinfall got the job done and allowed them to win the match.
Okay.
Now you'll never guess how this match ended.
Oh my god.
In 2014, Dean Ambrose fought Bray Wyatt in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. The match was really good, but the finish was something else. After laying out Bray, Dean Ambrose grabbed a monitor and was gonna hit Wyatt with it. But then, the TV monitor suddenly exploded.
Oh no!
This blinded Dean Ambrose and allowed the Eater of Worlds to win. The explosion was kind of cool, but when was the last time you unplugged a TV and it exploded?
And it exploded
on you?
never!
Maybe it was an act of God. This next trick was so good, it even faked out fans.
Oh
Tess
my
was
god.
one of the biggest and meanest wrestlers to
How
ever compete
did she
in
do
WWE,
that with her
but
hand?
even he was gonna have trouble when he fought
What
Scott
is that?
Steiner
It's not the
on
one
Raw.
where-
Things got even
Steiner.
worse once the match started. Tess was going for a big boot, but missed and fell down. It was soon apparent that the man named after a school assignment had hurt himself. It seemed legit as well, as the match came to a complete stop and a trainer was brought in to examine Tess. The injury was so bad that Tess was helped out of the ring. But then... the entire thing was all a trick, and it paid off. Tess won the match, and, per the match stipulation, got Stacy Keibler's services. Sometimes you gotta lose to win. In 1988, Taz was supposed to fight the ECW World Champion, Shane Douglas. However, Douglas got injured and couldn't compete. Taz was mad he couldn't challenge for the world title, and decided to create his own championship in response, the FTW Championship. It was not an official belt, but Taz defended it like it was. Once Shane Douglas recovered, Taz was set to finally face the world champion. Before he did that though, Taz had to defend the FTW title against Sabu. Towards the end of the match, Taz put his opponent through a table. Even though Sabu was more than incapacitated, Taz had Sabu's lifeless body cover him. Since he knew he was going to be challenging for the world title, Taz no longer needed the FTW championship and gave it to Sabu. I'm not sure Sabu appreciated the gesture though. Extreme Rules matches are some of the best.
Yeah, that's kind of like
anything can
pissing on
happen.
him, you know?
Here we go. Kofi's going down. Kofi kicks him. That's it.
Oh my god.
There are a lot of unique ways to win a match where everything is legal. This makes it all the more baffling with how John Cena's match against Sabu ended. The match took place on a show called WWE vs ECW, where the rosters of Raw and SmackDown took on the ECW roster. The main event was between WWE's John Cena and ECW's Sabu. The match was Extreme Rules, but it really lacked the extreme, with only one chair being used and no other weapons. What ruined the match though was the ending. John Cena had Sabu in the STF. However, the Big Show, who was part of ECW, ran in to save Sabu. This led to a huge brawl that ended the show.
Look how
what
many
made
of
this
them
so lame is that Big Show's interference caused Sabu to get disqualified.
Watch out. It's the Big Show. The newest member of ECW. The man that won the battle.
Yes, an Extreme Rules match ended via disqualification. The only
How
thing
does
that's
that
crazier
even
than
happen?
that is what Rikishi would do before his matches. To find that out, watch the video on screen.
10 weirdest things WWE wrestlers did before their matches. Okay, that's actually a cool video to react to as well. Let's check out the comments. My dumb self just realized that correlation of Eddie and China with Dom and Rhea. Man, I'm stupid as hell. Oh my god, there is actual correlation. But if you talk about today, nah. After what happened and how he betrayed her with Liv, I will stand by this statement until the day I die. Out of every single opponent that lost to Roman during this Universal title reign, Demon Finn Balor got the most screwed. Yeah, that was really not nice at all. I agree. I would add one crazy way a wrestler tried to win a match. When Umaga tried to count a pinfall on the wall in a falls count anywhere match. That truly meant falls count anywhere. True. That turnbuckle breaking at the end that costed Finn Balor the match was literally the worst way I have ever seen a wrestler lose a championship match ever. Like, if that happens, then the company should be like, okay, I'm sorry, this is on us. Let's do a rematch. You know, like, you cannot just say, oh, it's on God, and like, let's move on. And there it had to happen, you know. If it happened, it happened. Like, that's so mean. But that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let me know in the comment down below what else would you like me to react to. Have a wonderful day and see you soon. Bye!